Why do we chase what slips through our fingers and cling to what hurts us? Love, when begged for, loses its essence. The more we grasp for it, the more it evades us. But when we embody wholeness and self-mastery, love flows into our lives, not because we demand it, but because we have become its natural vessel. The Stoics understood that begging for love compromises our dignity and surrenders our peace. True love cannot be bartered or coerced. It must be drawn forth naturally through virtue, inner strength, and purpose. But how can we embrace this natural approach to love? It begins with rejecting dependency and embracing practices that build self-respect and authentic connection. Part 1. Why you should never beg for love. 1. Begging corrupts self-worth. When you beg for love, you place your happiness in someone else's hands, making yourself vulnerable to manipulation and rejection. You send the message that your value depends on their validation, which invites imbalance and control rather than mutual respect. Epictetus once said that we become enslaved to what we depend on. Emotional dependency turns love into captivity rather than connection. Instead of seeking validation externally, focus on strengthening the foundation of your self-respect. 2. Desperation repels. Confidence attracts. Desperation is rooted in fear. Fear of being unloved or alone. This fear seeps into our behavior and communicates weakness, often pushing others away. In contrast, people are drawn to those who possess quiet confidence, independence, and a life rich in purpose. Marcus Aurelius believed that our worth is shaped by our thoughts. When our thoughts are filled with self-doubt, they project neediness. But when they are calm and assured, they create an irresistible strength. 3. Begging prevents authenticity. When you beg for love, you often hide your true self to fit someone else's expectations, molding yourself into what you believe they desire. This erodes authenticity and fosters resentment. Seneca observed that good character invites love, but it cannot be forced. Real connection only flourishes when both people feel free to be their authentic selves. A love based on performance is fragile, but a love rooted in truth is unbreakable. 4. Fear of loss creates emotional bondage. The fear of losing love can lead to unhealthy attachment, causing anxiety and an inability to let go. Begging arises from this fear, chaining you to the need for reassurance. Freedom comes from detachment, not indifference, but the courage to face loss without losing yourself. Epictetus taught that while we cannot control the emotions or actions of others, we can control our responses. Begging for love is an attempt to control the uncontrollable, a futile endeavor that only deepens pain. Part 2. A natural approach to love. How to attract love without begging. 1. Build inner fulfillment. Love flows naturally toward those who radiate wholeness. When you nurture inner peace and purpose, you no longer crave external validation to feel complete. This self-sufficiency creates an aura of calm and strength. Reflect daily on your strengths and accomplishments to remind yourself of your value. Practice gratitude by noting the things you already have that bring you joy. Pursue activities that align with your values to reinforce your sense of meaning and purpose. Marcus Aurelius believed the best retreat is into your own soul. When you create a strong inner world, your happiness no longer depends on anyone else's approval. 2. Embrace detachment, not indifference. Detachment is not emotional coldness. It is the art of loving without controlling or clinging. It means appreciating the present without fearing its end. When you release the need to possess love, you create space for it to grow freely. Imagine life without the things you fear losing. This exercise strengthens your resilience and gratitude. When someone pulls away, remind yourself, if it's meant to stay, it will. Detachment invites peace because it aligns us with reality. Nothing is ever truly ours to keep. Instead of trying to control outcomes, allow love to unfold naturally and focus on the present connection. 3. Live a life of purpose. People are naturally drawn to those who live with meaning and drive. When your life is guided by your values and passions, you become a beacon of inspiration. Love is often drawn to a fulfilled life, not because you demand it, but because your radiance attracts it. Define your core values and set meaningful goals that reflect them. Surround yourself with people who uplift and challenge you. Whether it's a creative pursuit, a career mission, or personal growth, pour yourself into what gives you a sense of meaning. Seneca believed that a great mind becomes an inspiration to others. When you live with purpose, you invite others to walk beside you, not out of need, but out of admiration. 4. Develop emotional resilience. Rejection and loss are inevitable. Begging for love is often an attempt to avoid pain, but strength lies in facing discomfort with grace. When you become resilient, disappointment no longer defines you, it refines you. Instead of fearing rejection, ask yourself, what lesson does this hold for me? When hurt arises, remind yourself, this feeling will pass. Every setback can either break your self-esteem or build your character. It's a choice. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that the mind has power over itself. Emotional resilience is the fortress that keeps life's storms from tearing you down. 5. Cultivate genuine connection, not need. Love thrives in authenticity and vulnerability, not in manipulation or pretense. When you approach relationships as a shared journey rather than as a way to complete yourself, deeper connections flourish. Communicate your needs openly without fear of rejection. Invest in relationships that align with your values and make time to truly listen to others. Genuine connection is about mutual support and growth, not constant reassurance. Seneca said that friendship is always helpful, but love sometimes hurts. When love is mutual and authentic, it's not about filling a void, it's about enriching each other's lives. Part 3. Conclusion. Love begins with self-mastery. To beg for love is to surrender your dignity and imprison your heart. True love arises when you let go of fear, nurture your inner world, and live with purpose. Your worth is not determined by someone else's affection, but by your own character and actions. When you embrace self-respect, resilience, and authenticity, you align yourself with life's natural flow. Love becomes something you attract effortlessly, not because you demand it, but because your wholeness makes room for it. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Look well within, there is a fountain of good. Let your love begin there." If this insight resonates with you, and you're looking to dive deeper into how Stoic principles can help you live a more authentic, fulfilling life, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I've also linked some other powerful videos. Take a moment to check them out. You won't want to miss them.